They've lost a little bit of their mojo. I don't think there's any doubting that. They won 2 straight before losing last night to the Utah Jazz. They had lost to the Toronto Raptors by 20. That raised our eyebrows, obviously. But we saw all of that, and they did it without Kawhi Leonard. But here's the reality of the situation. This team is not the same. You saw some vulnerabilities when they went against the Houston Rockets in the Western Conference Finals, but ultimately they were able to pull it through, particularly with the assistance of Chris Paul going down in Game 5. Now what you see is a team that it's very, very difficult to defend your crown, let alone you're the reigning 2-time NBA champions. And when you've got a guy like Draymond Green, who we all love, shooting as badly as he has shot, that's a problem, because the bottom line is this. Draymond Green's got to make those shots. The Golden State Warriors are usually on the floor right now with teams defending the Golden State Warriors like 5-on-4, because they're daring Draymond Green to shoot. Now, I saw his quotes, Max, and he was talking about how he hopes they guard him like that, they continue to guard him like that. I've seen the Draymond Green play lights out in the Game 7 of a Western Conference Finals when he was shooting from all over the place. So we know he's capable of the explosion. We know that he's a basketball savant from a defensive standpoint, knows how to guard, knows how to defend, can rebound, is tough, an all-utility player. We get all of that. But he's got to shoot the basketball better. Because if Draymond Green doesn't shoot the basketball better, you're at a disadvantage on 4-on-5 basketball, because they'll just say, to hell with this. We are going to leave him open. Let Draymond Green beat us. Now, he can laugh about it. He can say he don't mind. Go ahead and do that. But he's going to have to start making these shots. He is the key. If he can't start making shots, I don't think the Golden State Warriors could win the championship this year.
Warriors are fine. Let me tell everybody what's going on here. They're 10 games above 500. They have the 5th overall best record in the NBA. They are the 3rd best overall record in the West, a half game behind number 2, which is the Thunder, who won again, playing great defense. And Steph Curry's missed 10 games. And that's all that's going on. Steph Curry missed 10 games. Steph Curry is the emotional leader of the team, even though everyone says Draymond, but when Steph's not there, the team totally underperforms. Steph is the engine that makes that team go. There's no one on the team that can approximate what he does. There's no kind of, well, he's sort of a lesser version of Steph on that team, and he's the engine. He's what it's all built around. Now, imagine if Steph had played those 10 games. Based on the record that the team has when Steph is playing, even without KD, even without any of his other teammates, of the other big 4, right? Without Draymond, without Steph, without Clay, they're going to win 7 of those 10 games. You know what that makes them? The best team in basketball. They'd have the best record. I'm telling you right now. If Steph had been healthy the whole time, they'd have the best record in basketball. That's simple. Now, what happened in his absence? Kevin Durant and Draymond Green started beefing. Quiet as kept. Draymond Green hasn't shot the 3-ball well for a couple of years now, really underperforming there. But if teams think they can, there's a difference between not shooting it well when a guy's rotating over toward you and just walking away from him. If they start walking away from Draymond Green, of course that shot's going to fall. He plays in the NBA. He shot 38% for the season from 3 a couple of years ago. He's capable of doing it. And Steph's presence, of course, makes a difference, because not all 3-point shots are created equally. He can shoot from such distance. The rotations take longer. Guys have more time to shoot. So what I am here to tell you is the Warriors are fine. Not a damn thing has changed. When Steph misses time, they're not the same team. Even then, they're really good. With Steph Curry, they'll be fine. And the problems you are seeing have been a result of his absence. And that's it.
Well, listen, when we talk about back-to-back champions, we talk about a 3-time champion. You talk about a Golden State Warriors team that is in pursuit of a three-peat. We saw the Chicago Bulls do it with Jordan, Pippen, Rodman, before that, Jordan, Pippen, and the crew that they had. But there was consistency there. We saw it with Shaq and Kobe and the crew, but there was consistency there. What I'm saying to you is that what we're seeing from the Golden State Warriors, the reason why I don't ignore it is because Draymond Green is that important to this team. I get what you're saying about the other components, and I'm not minimizing their importance in any way. But there's a reason why Steve Kerr and the Golden State Warriors value Draymond Green so much. There's a reason why you can't afford to leave him on the bench. Without him, it's a different team as well when he's not on his game. And I'm not saying that he has to be all world, but he can't regress to a point where he's not even a threat. And that's why I don't think it's a laughing matter. I'm not saying, because listen, I love me some Draymond, and I believe in him, and I love his toughness. I love everything about him, except his shooting, particularly from three-point range over the last 3 years. He shot 38% from the three-point range a couple of years ago, a few years ago. Over the last 3 years, at 30-30. Now it's at 20%.
Yeah.
When you regress
you ain't
to a point.
You ain't going to play 5 out with your five shooting 20%.
Max, when you regress to a point, it's one thing for me to guard you when you miss. But when it gets to the point where they're going like this, go ahead, shoot. Well, we going to go over here with Clay. Or we going to go over here with KD. Or we going to go over here with Steph. We ain't even thinking about you. That's a problem.
Let me throw some other things at you. So we know Draymond's having the worst shooting season of his career. Clay shot 43% from three last year, 34% this year. They're 29th in bench scoring, and obviously don't have Boogie at center, and they're not getting much offense there. None of that's concerning you.
As I told you at the time about the Rockets, when I thought the Rockets would beat the Warriors, and they were playing without CP3, and they were on the road, and no one could buy a shot, and they lost by single digits. Talk to my dad, the shrink, about this. And he talked about CP3 being the emotional leader of the team. What that means is when that guy is absent, the rest of the team doesn't perform well because they really want that guy out on the floor. When Willis Reed limped onto the court for the Knicks, against the Lakers in the finals, he only hit 2 shots. But the fact is he came back out. That juiced the team, right? The emotional leader of the Warriors, for all the press that Draymond gets as the heart and soul and everything, is actually Steph Curry. The entire team functions better, and that means whoever's on the floor, when Steph is out there, when he's not out there, and he's missed 10 games, they don't function as well. Clay's shooting percentage from 3 and everywhere else, when Steph's around, will be just fine.